Hey scholars, welcome back. It's Wednesday, April 15th, and today is our day 2 of our cubes method, and it's something that's going to help us in our later questions. So yesterday we went around to several different questions and we just circled the key numbers and the units. Today we're going to do our C and then we're going to do our U, which is underline the question. This is something that I do a little bit later in the step, but they actually have it switched where you're kind of doing step, I think for me, it's always the last thing that I think about before we go and solve. And then I actually do the B step first, where you box or we think about what it's asking you to do. But I'm going to stick with this way, and then it's going to ask you to underline the question. So, what am I being asked to solve? Think about this because a question always ends in a question mark, which would be really easy for you. So let's actually move on to our first part. And this is, oops, that's not it. This is Miss Park has 123 circles. She gives out 37 stickers on Monday and 48 stickers on Tuesday. How many stickers does she have left? So I'm always going to read the question first. I've already read these questions and I already told you I kind of have a time limit on my videos. So I want you to pause. Every time I click to a first question, I'll tell you pause, find the question, and then unpause so we can get going. So this first one we'll do together is, well, kind of all of our questions these days are at the end for you because this is more of a lower grade elementary school question. Sometimes they're not. So right here, the question that they're asking you in this question is, how many stickers does she have left? That's all we're doing today. So I'm going to hop to the next question. Now I want you to pause and point out to the question and then unpause so we can get going. So right now pause and unpause. So now we're going to go look for that. So tell me what you found and I'll tell you what I'm going to underline. Miss Severina collected 154 cans for a second grade project. She gives 26 to Miss Park and 65 to Miss Hildebrand. How many cans does she have left? Our question here would be, how many cans does she have left? If you got that, great job. We're going to move on. Next question. Pause right now. Find the question and unpause. Miss Appleby wants to plant 9 rows of corn in her home garden. She wants to put 8 corn plants in each row. How many corn plants does Miss Appleby need? So again, it's right there for you. How many corn plants does Miss Appleby need? Did you get that? Good. We're going to move on. Next one. In the dance room, Miss Morrison put out 12 rows of chairs. Each row has 6 chairs. How many chairs are in the dance room? Pause right now and find the question. For this one, I want you to point to the question on the screen. You got it? Alright, the question was, how many chairs are in the dance room? Great job. We're going to keep going. This one is, Miss Hildebrand has 81 books. She wants to organize the books so there are 9 books on each shelf. How many shelves will she use? Right now, I want you to pause it, point to the question, and I'm going to get going. Did you find it? Alright, what I thought was, how many shelves will she use? Next one. Miss B wants to help put snacks into the snack bin. She has 96 oranges and she puts 9 oranges in each bag. How many bags of oranges will she make? Well, now we need to pause and go look for that. Okay, gonna go get my tool. And it was, how many bags of oranges can she make? Alright, next one. So, pause it right now. I'll read it to you. Right after I read it, you can pause it and then point to the question. I did 42 sit-ups. Miss Hildebrand did 89 more sit-ups than me. How many sit-ups did Miss Hildebrand do? Pause it right now and think about which question are we going to underline. Alright, got my tool, and it should be, how many sit-ups did Miss Hildebrand do? Next one. The bush is 59 inches tall. The tree is 82 inches taller than the bush. How tall is the tree? Right now, pause it or point to the question right now as I go retrieve my tool so I can underline that. The underlined question should be, how tall is the tree? one. Daisy ate 63 treats this week. She has 34 more treats than Diesel. How many treats did Diesel have? So right now, pause it and point to the question. All right, good. You should have gotten, how many treats did Diesel have? Ready for the next one? The farmer picked 167 cherries off the cherry tree. He picked 39 more than his son. How many cherries did the farmer's son pick? Again, you need to pause it, point to the question, and unpause. It should have been, oops. How many cherries did the farmer's son pick? Great job. Next one. We have about 4 more left. Miss Park planted 2 tomato plants. Tomato plant A is 38 centimeters tall. Tomato plant B is 59 centimeters taller than plant A. How tall is tomato plant B? Again, pause, point to the question. Great job. It should have been, how tall is tomato plant B? You're doing pretty well right now. Next one. Piggy has 46 cents. Elephant has 57 more cents than Piggy. How much money does Elephant have? Pause right now, point to the question, and unpause. Did you get how much money does Elephant have? Because that is definitely the question. Alright, I have 10 bags of Oreos. I have 7 Oreos in each bag. How many Oreos do I have in all? Again, same process. Pause, point to the question, unpause. Your question should have been, how many Oreos do I have in all? And one last one. I baked 11 cups of cupcakes. There are 9 cupcakes in each box. How many cupcakes did I bake? Again, pause, point to the question, and then unpause. Your question should be, how many cupcakes did I bake? Great job. So again, I want to point out that this is super important because when you're solving a word problem, you need to really think about it. They're not always going to ask you to add. They're not always going to ask you to subtract. Sometimes they're going to ask you to add and then subtract, or subtract and then add. So you need to try to understand what the question is asking you, because if your answer doesn't make sense, then you know that you solved it wrong, and that's fine. It's always nice to think about, hey, let me check over my work. That's why we're going through this cubes process of circle the key numbers and units, which we did yesterday. We underline the question, just underlining the question, because I want you to think about what are you being asked? What are they asking you for? Next is going to be tomorrow, and we're going to box the math action word, which is, for me, I always put it as what is it asking you to do? So it's asking you to add, subtract, multiply, or divide, and there are some keywords that point you in the right direction. So that's what we're going to focus on tomorrow. Great job today.